Serial killers, tales of love, and trivia. The perfect trifecta.
Oh, did someone break your heart?
Did you break my heart?
With its themes of obsessive love, manic stalking, and twisted manipulation, it should come as no surprise the hit thriller series based on Caroline Kepner's novels has layers upon layers for us to unravel. Following the somewhat pretentious and social media obsessed bookstore manager Joe Goldberg, the series takes us down a path of unhealthy fixations as Joe develops a toxic love for Guinevere Beck, an aspiring writer. And that's only the beginning. Its meticulous consistency and attention to detail make this series stand out from the rest. This aspect seeps into the casting choices and production, alongside a few blinking you'll miss Easter eggs sprinkled here and there. For starters, let us talk about the actors a little bit. Penn Badgley, who almost turned down the role of Joe due to fear of promoting toxic romance, is quite the opposite in many ways when compared to his portrayal in the series. Badgley isn't nearly as adept with social media, to the point where he didn't know what Tumblr was and barely had a clue about Instagram. Still, this subversive casting method proved successful in the long run, as Penn painstakingly nailed the role of his creepy digital stalker persona. What about a few of the more, let's say, purposeful casting choices? If there's one thing the series doesn't lack, it's a diverse set of characters alongside the actors who play them. Inclusivity is the word here, and there's no better example than with Love's late husband, James Kennedy. James suffered from hearing loss, and his fate would ultimately be sealed by aconite poisoning. In real life, James' actor, Daniel Durant, is also deaf. This isn't the only prominent example of disabled folks being cast in any case. In Season 3, we have Dante Ferguson, a veteran whose eyesight was severely damaged during wartime. His actor, Ben Mel, is also visually impaired in real life, allowing for a much more believable role.
You know, I always thought that if I did everything right, life would turn out the way it's supposed to.
But okay, we can't forget about the runner-up casting choices. Actress Victoria Pedretti was initially considered for the role of Beck and was a runner-up until she subsequently lost to Elizabeth Leo. Of course, as fate would have it, Pedretti would eventually be cast as Love. We'd like to think her breakout roles in Hill House and Bly Manor had a part in that. But enough about the actors, there's also the matter of Easter eggs. Indeed, like any other series that pays as much attention to detail as this one, EU features some neat continuity nods and references scattered throughout. Starting with our first example, in Season 1, Joe scoffs when he learns that Benji is a developer of a dating app called Love Hooks. Flash forward to Season 2, and wouldn't you know it, when browsing an article titled 10 dating apps for people who hate dating apps, Joe stumbles upon none other than Love Hooks. In terms of pop culture, there's enough musical references to satisfy certain Grudge fans out there. As we all know, Joe's workplace in the first season is located right near a store called Nirvana, but that's not the fun fact. Beck actually purchases a book called Desperate Characters in the pilot episode, one written by Paula Fox, the grandmother of Courtney Love, who, let's face it, is more well known as the late Nirvana singer Kurt Cobain's wife. Heck, later on, Beck is even seen wearing a Nirvana t-shirt, and the grocery store that Joe works in for Season 2 is an anagram of the band's name, Anavrin. Somebody on the team was one dedicated Nirvana fanboy, let's just say that.
Full go. Total liberation.
To close in on this obsessive tale, did you know that there are some subtle thematic hints to the story's tropes? Marianne's last name, Bellamy, references Belle Amie by Guy de Maupassant, which is a book about a man who moves to Paris only to seduce and manipulate women. Books in general play a big role in building a certain atmosphere to the show, oftentimes subconsciously. One of the last books that Paco reads is Wuthering Heights, a classic love tragedy that acts as a recount after the heroine's death. Appropriate, huh? As always, we're thankful for your time. What is your favorite nod or Easter egg in the show? Tell us in the comment section, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're interested in more factoids related to popular shows and movies. You make a world of difference to this Rhino. We thank you once more and see you next time.